It's Thursday in South Georgia, and I'm getting ready to make another good casserole. Many of you have asked me for casserole recipes, and for the next few Thursdays, I'm going to try to commit to doing that, is sharing a good recipe with you. Today we're making a sausage and yellow rice recipe. It's another one that you're going to want to share. I'm going to ask you to share with all of those working folks because you've got time to add the ingredients to your grocery list that you'll be shopping for this weekend, and you can get it and prepare it and have it ready to just pop in the oven next week, or you can make it and have some good leftovers. This warms up well too. So let's get busy and make this sausage and yellow rice casserole together. To make our sausage and yellow rice casserole, we have some prep work to do. And the first thing that I have done is to make sure that I have all of my ingredients. For all of you young cooks out there, and even you seasoned cooks, what I like to do is to get all of my ingredients out before I start cooking, or at least to put my eyes on my ingredients to make sure that I have everything. A lot of times we'll think we have something and we don't, and then we get in the middle of a recipe and wow, I thought I had that and I don't have it. So then we're stuck and we can't finish our recipe. So the first thing that we have to do is to prep, or to go ahead and pre-cook some of our ingredients. And today I'm going to be using yellow rice in my sausage and yellow rice casserole, and I'm just going to cook it according to the directions on the back. So I'll go ahead and do that in just a minute. Also, I'm going to brown some sausage, and I have a tip. A lot of you have seen me share with you the tip about how to take the sausage, the package wrap off of the sausage, and I'm going to do that again for you so that you can see that. We also need some grated cheese, and I've already grated that. Today I'm using medium cheddar cheese. And I'm going to use 1 can of tomato soup. This is a 10.75 ounce of tomato soup. So let's get busy. I'll go ahead and start our sausage. So for those of you who have not seen me do this, or who have seen me do this as related to the sausage, I'm going to slip on some gloves, and I'm going to cut the sausage, and I have a reason for showing you this. A lot of times we'll want a sausage patty, and or we'll want to use just half of the pack of sausage, and we won't need the whole thing. So I've learned how to cut it. The first thing that I'm going to do is to half my sausage, just like that. So if I don't need all of my sausage, I might wrap this in maybe saran wrap and then put it in a plastic freezer bag and put it back in the freezer, or put it in the refrigerator so that I can use it later. But today I'm going to be using both of these. So the easiest way for me to get this out of the package is just to take it here at the end where it's tied and just twist it. And y'all, this is so easy. It just comes right off. I love to show you this because I think it's the neatest trick. So I'm using a medium saucepan, and I'm just going to crumble our sausage. This is the first step. Well, the first step was to gather all of our ingredients, wasn't it? And the second step is to start cooking. So I'm going to take this over to the stove, and I'm going to brown the sausage, drain the excess oil off of it. I'll go ahead and start our rice cooking and get it done, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to put the casserole together, how long to cook it, what temperature to cook it on, and then we'll get it in the oven, and it's going to be delicious. Okay, our rice is done. And I will tell you, I had to put more water in mine. It said to add 2.5 cups of water, or bring 2.5 cups of water to a rolling boil, but I had to add more to mine. I like for my rice to be tender and completely done. So I'm just placing our rice in a baking dish. I'm using an 8.5 by 11 baking dish today, and I have sprayed that with a no-stick cooking spray. So I'm just spreading our rice out just like that. You know, I don't like to pack mine. It may appear that I'm packing it, but I'm just kind of lightly placing it in there. Next, we're going to add our sausage. I've drained our sausage. I ran it through a colander to get all of the excess grease off. It doesn't take long to brown this sausage, and so you just want to brown it and then drain the excess grease off. So we're just spreading the sausage on top of the rice. This is a wonderful casserole. You can make it ahead of time. You can put it in the refrigerator. It's one of those that all those teachers and moms who work, grandmoms who help to feed your families and your children, your grandchildren during the week. This is just a wonderful, wonderful casserole to be able to share with them. So now we're going to mix our soup. I have 1/4 of a cup of water in this little measuring cup that I have here, and I'm using this because it has a little spout on it. And I'm going to pour our soup in this water. I want to mix this together. We don't want our casserole to be dry. You could just pour the soup on top if you wanted to do that, but I like to for mine to be a little bit soupier, juicier. So I'm just mixing this around. You can use a whisk, you can use a fork, you can use a spoon, and I'm making a mess. So I'm just mixing this together. I'm going to bring our casserole back around. And I preheated our oven to 350 degrees. So now we're just going to pour this soup over our rice and our sausage, pouring it evenly. I think I'm going to put a little bit more water in that, just a little bit. It'll kind of clean out the bowl that this little cup that I'm using too. So I'm just pouring it all around. Get it all out of the little measuring cup. Spread that out a little bit. Now, I know you're wondering, where's the cheese? I thought you would have mixed the cheese in. Well, we're going to use the cheese, but we're not going to use it right now. I'm going to put this in the oven, and we're going to bake it for 30 to 35 minutes. We just want it to be hot through and through. And then we'll take our grated cheese and we'll top it before we take it out of the oven and leave it in the oven a few more minutes. But let's get this in the oven, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, our casserole has been in the oven for about 35 minutes. So now I'm just going to very carefully, while it's still in the oven, you could set it out of the oven and put your cheese on top of it, but I'm going to try to do this while it's in the oven to save us time. But you be really, really careful if you do this. You may want to set it out, like I said. And I didn't measure my cheese. I just grated what I thought I would need. So I'm just placing the cheese on top like that. And y'all, by adding the water to the soup, this is going to make this really moist. It's going to be so good. And when it gets done and it rests a little while, then we'll come back and we'll dip some out and we'll taste it and look at it and show you how it's going to look. when you go to serve it. So this is going to be a real popular dish, and I'm dropping cheese everywhere, so I'm going to have to clean an oven. So there we go, just like that. So now I'm going to close the oven. Put it back in. I'm going to go ahead and get this cheese off of the door that I dropped so I won't have such a mess to clean up. I'm going to close the oven and let it continue baking for another 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, dear friends, who's ready for serving sausage and yellow rice casserole? I certainly am. Let's see how this dips out. Look at that. Now this reminds me of lasagna. The way lasagna cuts and dips. Look at that. Look at that rice and sausage and that good tomato soup and cheese. This is going to be so delicious. So now let's taste it. Okay, dear friends, that's how you make a sausage and yellow rice casserole. Thank you for joining me today. I want you to be sure and share this recipe with all of those friends and family members who teach, who work in doctors and hospitals, doctors' offices and hospitals, and are nurses, and in other places. People have to get out and go to work every day, and it's hard to come in and have to come up with a meal. So you know what? You can make one and share with somebody, or you can certainly share the recipe. So I'm asking you to do that. So anyway, let's taste and see how delicious it is. I know no other word to describe this, but absolutely scrumptious. I hope you'll try the recipe yourself. And until next time, I hope you have a blessed day. And I'll see you again really soon.